Here in Texas, in Tarrant County, they've issued an urgent stay-at-home warning. It's urgent. This is an emergency. City of Fort Worth, Tarrant County have issued formal requests asking residents to stay at home and drastically limit social interactions to help combat the record-breaking surge in COVID-19 cases. I love it when they say it's an all-time record. Yeah, this has been going on since March. I mean,
that's a good point.
It's an all-time record. All time. This has never happened. All time. Yeah, it's been 6 months. Okay, that's it's kind of a weird way to put it, but they claim record numbers. And I guess in Texas, from the beginning till now, we've had over 1 million infections, and we were the first state to get there. We're number one.
Yay, we're number one. I mean, the all these stats are always misleading for one specific reason. The first outbreak, we didn't have any testing. So we couldn't detect the cases. Yes. So you were basically saying the biggest record since very recently. Like not even March.
That's true.
They're not going back there.
Because maybe we've been testing at this rate since September, October.
And it's even higher, way higher than then. The testing has been, again, a something that was criticized early in March, basically. And has since then been an incredible success story. I mean, if you look at the number of tests that we're doing every day, back in the summer, we were doing about 800,000 tests a day. So that was, back in March, we're doing literally zero or a few hundred a day at the beginning of this. Mm-hmm. Then we got up to 800,000 by that summer second wave that they call it, when Texas, Arizona, Florida were kind of in the news a lot.
Right.
We did 2 million tests the other day. 2 million.
So in a day?
Yeah, more than double the summer peaks.
Wow.
Which is really an incredible accomplishment. So you're seeing that some of the increase is always testing. It's like when you look at, you go back in people's, when you don't adjust a number for inflation, right? You take a number from the 1950s, an economic number, and talk about it today, and you don't adjust it for inflation. It's a disingenuous argument. The same thing is happening here with the COVID stats, right? Because you're talking about double, triple numbers from relatively recently. So part of this increase is due to testing. That's why the records are being hit every day. On the other hand, we also are seeing an increase until only the last few days of test positive percentage. So they're doing all these tests, but the number, the percentage of tests coming back positive has increased significantly. So I mean, I think it's probably the right answer that we are in the middle of another one of these waves. I mean, you're seeing it for sure in hospitalizations, which are the highest by a pretty large margin in either one of these spikes.
It's an all-time record.
And that one is an all-time record, although,
it's an all-time
again,
record.
since March.
Right.
Right. I mean, and that's the difference with this sort of wave of COVID and the two previous ones is it's not very localized. So we're not getting the intense craziness of a New York City that we have.
Right.
We're just getting
not even in New York City.
Not even in New York City.
Although their numbers are up.
Their numbers are up, yep, and they've closed all their schools. But even like North Dakota and South Dakota, which have really high per million numbers right now, even though there's only 4 people who live in those states combined. I don't know if people know that. Kristi Noem is there, and there's 3 other people. So the numbers per million are very high there. But again, it's spread out all around the country where you're seeing increases. And look, they're going to freak out over this. There's a couple reasons for that. They, of course, want to turn that into a control situation.
Yep.
There is legitimate concern. And also, they want to cover... There's a CYA situation going on here. They're covering their butts here, trying to... If they don't come out with the most panicky of panicked things to say, and they don't tell everyone to never... Don't even forget Thanksgiving dinner with your family. Don't even eat turkey. Turkey might have coronavirus on it. If they don't say that, then they look like they were too easy on the problem. They weren't taking it seriously.
But they've gotten absolutely ridiculous. Right. Telling people, don't have anybody for Thanksgiving except the people who live with you.
Right.
In fact, don't even eat with the people who live with you. Have it in separate rooms. Go outside. Come on. The people in northern climates are gonna go outside for Thanksgiving dinner when it's 38 degrees. Okay.
38 if you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
I mean, we've had, I remember back living up north, there were days a lot colder than 38 degrees.
Yes.
I don't know what it's going to be like this year. I haven't looked at any of the northern weather. I mean, if it's an option for you in Texas, which it is, it's supposed to be 71 here on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That sounds
Might
like a
be nice enough here.
fantastic day to sit outside and have Thanksgiving dinner. There's some places where you could do that. It's not an option up north.
I mean, they're telling you not to travel. I just saw a story on CNN. People are traveling anyway. Well, of course they are. They're not going to just stay home because you said you shouldn't travel. They're going to travel. They're going to go to their relatives. They're going to go home and see their families on Thanksgiving. It's going to happen. You know what? It happened in 1918 when there was a far worse pandemic than today. It was a far more virulent and
much worse technology on the medical side to get to alleviate it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. And there was no hope of a quick vaccine. In fact, I mean, we do have a vaccine now for that kind of flu. Pretty much. That's the flu shot I think that you get every year.
Yeah, not incredibly effective. Oh, if they think about that though, like this is you pointed out this has only been going on since March. This is year 1 of this COVID thing. Who knows what it looks like in the future? In
it's
1918,
year 102 for the Spanish
still
flu.
Sucks.
Yeah.